Welcome everyone to 7 Minutes or Less, talking about the shows you love and want to get into. Today we are going to be talking about the first episode to Doctor Who Season 12, Spyfall, which is definitely not a homage to Skyfall or James Bond at all. Okay, so all year I have been waiting for Doctor Who to come back, and it's finally here. We really have to wait a while before the next season comes out. Anyway, the Doctor is back. Jodie Whittaker is at her finest, and whether you love her or dislike her, she is twice as awesome in her sophomoric year. So, the plot of this one is about a strange entity that is killing 3 separate spies all across the world, and the Doctor and company are summoned by the MI6 to understand what is going on. The Doctor hits the ground running, trying to understand who is at the helm of all this, what are the beings, what's going on, and why they are targeting spies. This episode is the first part in a 2-parter, and the second half will be released later on this week. So you won't get a rating or anything like that from me, but something happens towards the end of this episode that I just have to talk about. So if you don't want spoilers, if you haven't seen it yet, get on it. And if you don't want to see it, that's fine, and you're just here to see this ugly mug, then that's totally fine too. Mel, welcome to the party, pal. Anyway, I will have to say we're going to dive right on into this so you don't need to wait any further. So spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Holy shit! The Master is back. Holy crapperoni, the Master is back. And he's played by, I might be getting the name wrong, by Sacha Dhawan. Making him the youngest actor to play the titular role. How crazy is that? The Master is back. And when we last saw the Master and Missy was World Enough and Time, and then the Doctor Falls. And it was a meet-up episode that featured 2 Masters at once, which is the first time ever that ever happened. And the Master had a full circle redemption arc, Missy did, not the Master, because the Master just kind of full-on blown hated the Doctor no matter what, but Missy was actually having second thoughts. But, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing I want to talk about here, is the fact that Missy was going through a redemption arc, kind of going, okay, I think I can travel back to my roots when I was friends with the Doctor, and then the Master was like, I'll never stand with the Doctor. So, what? What is happening here? Does that mean that they're no longer friends now that the Master's back kind of doing his evil schemes? I mean, after season 10 where the 12th Doctor and Missy part away from their past and look to becoming friends again, I'm just feeling like it's being negated. But maybe? I'm not sure yet. They may address it in the second part, so I mean, it may be too soon to tell, but this is kind of the part that I wanted to talk about. Like, what do you guys think? I'd love to know what you think. Because I'm sitting here kind of going, we just witnessed this whole thing happen between the 12th Doctor, Missy, and the Master, and you knew where everybody stood, and I mean, the strange thing is when we see Master and Missy, they betray each other by the end of the Doctor Falls, making the Master regenerate because Missy stabs him, and then the Master kind of, I think he uses the sonic screwdriver and beams at her and cancels her regeneration. So how did she get out of that one? And why trigger an entire plot against the Doctor except maybe for fun? Because chaos is what the Master does? I don't know. Basically, I'm just feeling like it doesn't matter at this point. All I know is that this episode had a twist that stirred some buzz and brought chills down my spine. My jaw dropped the moment the guy was like, Spy Master. Come on, Doctor. I know you can keep up. I'm like a giddy little schoolgirl right now, and I'm actually really happy about that. I can't believe that I'm talking about Doctor Who again in an exciting fashion. The only downside is feeling like I shouldn't be, because these twists and turns, there's always somebody who doesn't like it and will always project that feeling onto me or somebody else who actually really enjoyed this and went, that was absolutely stupid. And it's like, maybe, but I like questioning motives because I'm hoping that they'll be explained later. I absolutely enjoy sometimes the direction that these characters take, especially in Doctor Who, because it allows you to just really, really wonder and understand this mythology that's been built up that went, hey, A, B, and C did happen, but what you didn't know was like A dash point B apple slash F. That was the biggest turning point in between those things, so that's where you end up getting D. And I mean, I am a fan who appreciates all, and I've had my ups and downs with the seasons as they came out. Trust me, the biggest one that I've ever loved, wholeheartedly, even with some minor flaws, like maybe an episode that was like, you're all right, was series 9. And that's the first episode, first season I've ever given an A plus to the Doctor Who series. I love it that much. Seriously, I don't like giving out A pluses just for no reason. But that one really, really just resonated with me. Regardless, I've always been along for the ride. And I've just really liked this. I really enjoy Jodie Whittaker. I'm not some massive fanboy of hers. I just really appreciate how she's portraying the character. I love the energy, the charisma. She's god-awfully gorgeous. And I think that she just brings such personality and heart. And I really enjoyed her in her first season. And I'm anxious to see what she has to bring in this second season. But please keep this going, Chris Chibnall, please. Because you have done such a great job giving us just enough to enjoy Doctor Who for what it is. And now you're starting to dive into the mythos again, just as like Moffat or Davies. And that's just really making me happy. So anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on Doctor Who so far. This is just one episode. I definitely will do a secondary episode to this where I'll talk about what happened, but I don't know when that's going to come out. Keep an eye out for it. It may be late because I can never see this stuff on time. So if you guys really, really want to know, there will be an episode. Keep an eye out. So here's the next thing on how you can find out if I've made another one. Subscribe, turn on those notifications. That's the only way you're ever going to find out. Unless you want to follow me on Twitter, which I will say so. Hey, making this, making that, doing this, doing that. That's the best way. So that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this my thoughts on. If you have anything to say, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. You know what to do. Be kind, be reasonable. Let's talk. As I said, turn on those notifications after you subscribe, and I hope you all have a fantastic and wonderful day. I'm excited Doctor Who's back. I am hoping you are too. Let's see each other in the next go around, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.